I remember the moment like it happened yesterday. We were standing in the kitchen, not arguing, just simmering. The air was heavy, thick with everything left unsaid. Dinner plates were still on the counter, untouched since we finished eating. She leaned against the sink, arms crossed, wearing that cold, distant expression she'd been perfecting for months. And then she said it, "Other men want me, you know?" No anger, no fight, just a calm, calculated statement. She didn't say it to confess. She said it to provoke. But I didn't bite. I didn't ask why she said it. I didn't accuse her of anything. I just stood there staring at her. Not as my wife, not as a woman I'd built a life with over 7 years, but as a stranger. A stranger who had been living in my house, sleeping in my bed, and pretending to still love me while quietly packing her emotions away, piece by piece, leaving behind nothing but the outline of what we used to be. That was the moment I knew she was already gone. Emotionally, mentally, the connection we once had wasn't broken suddenly. It had been dissolving slowly, quietly. All that was left was an echo. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't throw anything. I didn't even ask her what she meant. I just nodded, turned, walked to the bedroom, packed a small bag, grabbed my keys and left. No drama, no confrontation, just silence. I drove 3 hours north that night to an old cabin my uncle had left me when he passed. It was run down, mostly forgotten, but it had electricity, quiet, and no cell service. Exactly what I needed. I spent the first night there thinking, really thinking about all the signs I'd ignored. How she started working late more often. How she stopped laughing at my jokes. How her phone was always face down. I remembered our last anniversary. How I made plans, poured wine, and sat across from her while she answered messages, already halfway checked out. I told myself she was tired, that work was getting to her. But deep down, I knew I was the one who was tired. Tired of trying. Tired of carrying it all. Tired of being the only one still fighting for us. Days passed in that cabin, each one quieter than the last. I didn't call, didn't text. I left her to the men she claimed were waiting. By the second week, she started emailing. Short lines at first. "Where are you? Are you okay? Can we talk?" I didn't answer, not to hurt her, but because I finally understood. There was nothing I could say that would undo what she had already chosen. By week 3, the emails grew longer. She said she didn't mean it, that she was angry, that she felt invisible. She wrote things like, "I just wanted to feel wanted. I didn't know you still cared. I thought you stopped loving me." But I had loved her deeply. I just got tired of proving it to someone who used my love like a bargaining chip. She pushed, tested, baited, and I stopped playing. A month passed. When I finally came back to the city, I didn't go home. I found a small apartment and started over quietly on my own terms. She didn't even know I was back. Then one day, I saw her in the grocery store. She looked thinner, tired, alone. Her eyes widened when she saw me. I gave a polite nod and kept walking. But she reached out, touched my arm. "Please," she said barely above a whisper. "Can we talk?" I looked at her the same way I did that night in the kitchen, like a stranger. And for the first time, her regret wasn't wrapped in anger or manipulation. It was real, honest. But I had nothing left to say, so I said nothing. I just walked away. She got what she wanted, attention from other men. What she didn't expect was to lose the one man who had stood by her before she even knew she needed someone to stand by her. She thought I'd chase her, that I'd beg, but I didn't. I disappeared because not every man sticks around when he's treated like an option. Some of us leave quietly and let the silence speak for us. She learned the hard way that loyalty doesn't shout or demand recognition. It's quiet, steady until it's gone. And once it is, the void it leaves behind is louder than any words ever could be. She wanted to feel desired. She got her wish. But what she lost was a man who truly loved her.